What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916, and you tuned into another edition of my vlog. I want to say thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thanks for supporting. You know I'm all about that positivity and motivation. And I want to ask you guys out there, how many of you use the words, how can I, instead of the words, I can't? You know, rather than say, I can't afford something, you say, how can I afford something? How can I get it accomplished? How can I make this next move? Those are the words of a winner. Somebody who's looking to succeed in life. Somebody who sets goals for themselves. Somebody who doesn't make excuses. See, we've all been conditioned to think a certain way. We've been taught from childhood that a lot of times we can't do something. Whether it's because our parents couldn't do it or because the people around us couldn't do it, but nonetheless, they instilled that I can't. Those words shouldn't be used in your vocabulary. I can't should never even be an option. Your only option should be, how can I? And that's gonna make the world of difference in taking your game to the next level. You don't realize how powerful your words are. And so when you say things, you think that you say them and they don't have any weight, that they just kind of float in the thin air. But those words land somewhere because words of energy. Words create energy. Words create a reality. So when you use words like, how can I? The universe will make a way. It will find a way to create whatever it is you're trying to accomplish so that you can make that goal a reality. And I had to train myself because I used to use the word I can't. You know, I can't afford this, or I can't do that, or I'm not able to do this. And you know, I didn't realize what I was speaking into existence. And it was because of just the mind frame I had as a young person. I didn't know any better. I hadn't been taught the finer points of how to manifest you know, certain things in my life. So I was manifesting a lot of negative things, and all those things came from the words I was using, how I envisioned my reality. And so I try to share with you things I've learned over the years so that you can instead of you can't. Because nobody wants to be the person that can't do something. Nobody wants to be the one to say they can't afford something. I mean, if you think that you want to achieve something and in your mind you feel that you're capable of achieving it, why not make it happen? Why would you entertain anything less than what you actually want? Why settle? You know, it's a conditioning. And it's no different than when a person gets used to getting a paycheck. See, when you get used to getting a paycheck, it removes any sense of extracurricular hustle to some degree because you've been pacified. You know that if you do X amount of work, you're going to get that paycheck from somebody. Now, if you create your own paycheck and you have your own payroll, then that's a whole other game, because there's no limit to what you can make happen, to what can be your profits, what can be your growth. There's no limit to that because you're the boss. But we're taught as young kids to be employees. At least that's what the poor people are taught. Rich people are taught to be bosses. They're taught about money, taught about finances, and they're taught that if there's something that needs to be done, they're trying to figure out how they can get it done. See, a lot of people that never had anything, you know, the negative words, I can't, It's just the way it is. Those are things that they've just become accustomed to. But I've seen both sides of the coin, so I know that it's just a conditioning, and you can change that conditioning. You can retrain your brain to think on an elevated level, and it takes work though. And when you start doing that, you're gonna cause a lot of rift among your friends and among your family, because they don't see it, and not everybody's gonna see it. You know, when you get around real money, and you get around people who have had money pretty much their whole life, they look at money differently. And it's not money, it's the way you perceive money that makes money. See, you can give somebody money, and it doesn't mean they're going to do anything with it but spend it. But if you have the capacity to understand how money really works, then you can assert that mind frame and multiply the money, because you know how debt works. You know how credit works. You know what's an asset. You know what's a liability. You know what's going to make you money. You know how to do a write-off. You know how you can basically lower your tax bracket. And it's all legal stuff out there that the rich people, you know, that they've been taught, not at school, but at home by family members, friends, people around them who are also affluent, who are used to getting paper. You know, you see it all the time. CEO makes 15, 20 million, pays $0 in taxes, or pays maybe, you know, $4,000 in taxes, and people get in an uproar. Or, well, if you know the game and you know how these LLCs work and how passive income works and how portfolio income works, then you know that you got a lot of write-offs, man, and there's some income that's not taxable. But this goes back to like what I said at the beginning of the video. Learn to use the words, how can I? How can you write off a lot of your profits? How can you use debt as collateral? How can you build your credit? How can you elevate your economic level so that you can afford the things you want? These are all things that you can do. It's just a matter of changing the way you look at the table. Some people, of course, are gonna want to say something contradictory, and you know, hey man, you know, it's not for everybody to have money or success, and money is just a byproduct of success. You know, when you start doing things that are beneficial to people around you, things that bring some type of value, money's the byproduct, plain and simple. It ain't like you got to even worry about the money, because it's gonna come, and you're not really working for it. You know, you could be out playing golf, surfing, racing your car on the racetrack, you know, traveling, whatever you want to do, but money's going to come because you understand how money works, and you know that when you're dealing with passive income, you're not on an hourly rate. You're on, you know, commission checks. You're on just rental income property, or you're on whatever business you have that just it's always working, whether you're there or not. And that's the ultimate goal. You know, I wish I would have been taught these things at a younger age, but I wasn't. You know, my family, you know, pushed 9 to 5. Nobody had any big plans. Nobody's wanting to become a millionaire or have some, you know, high level of success. Everybody's just happy just being able to survive, you know. But at the same time, everything costs money. Medical costs money. Good health costs money. You know, being successful costs money. So at the end of the day, man, money gives you resources, and changing the way you look at money will change your life. Big Herc 916. Say it to yourself right now. How can I?